government expects to award contracts to Airbus next year for 4 new strategic tanker transport aircraft, according to the country's Department of National Defense. The cost of the contract has not been determined, but the government has allocated up to 5 billion Canadian dollars, 4 billion United States dollars, to buy the planes. Airbus was designated as the only supplier qualified to provide tankers to the Royal Canadian Air Force. As a result, a formal request for an aircraft proposal was issued to the company on May 13, 2022. Department of National Defense spokeswoman Jessica Lameron said the government had not yet received the proposal. Once Airbus response is received, assessments and negotiations will take place, Lameron said, noting that the contract is expected to be awarded in April 2023. The Canadian Armed Forces found the Airbus A330 MRTT, a refueling and transport aircraft, to be the only aircraft qualified for the job. The Air Force wants the first A330 into service by 2028. The new aircraft are part of Canada's Strategic Tanker Transport Capability Project, which is intended to replace existing CC-150 Polaris aircraft flown by the Royal Canadian Air Force. The refueling and transport aircraft have been in operation since 1992. A Canadian CC-150 Polaris prepares to provide air-to-air refueling for a CF-18 Hornet fighter during exercise Vigilant Eagle in 2013. Initially 6 new aircraft will be purchased as part of the Strategic Tanker Transport Capability Project. But on July 14, Canadian Defence Minister Anita Anand announced that the military would acquire 2 second-hand Airbus A330s and eventually upgrade them to part of the Air Force's tanker and transport fleet. Canada acquired the used aircraft, which was built in 2015, from International Air Finance Corp., a global aircraft leasing company, in a deal worth about $102 million. Lameron said the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the commercial aviation industry created favorable market conditions for the procurement of used A330-200 aircraft at the best value for Canada. The government is scheduled to receive the planes in December 2022 and April 2023, and then transport them to the country soon after, he added. There are several shipping and receiving activities that need to be completed before the used planes arrive in Canada, Lameron said. That includes scheduled preventive maintenance, limited retrofits to prepare for service in the Air Force, aircraft repaints, final delivery inspections and acceptance checks. Used aircraft are currently configured for long-range commercial use. They will initially be used on a temporary basis to carry out cargo and troop transport operations, Lameron said. The aircraft can also be used to transport civilian passengers during humanitarian relief operations, as well as fly VIPs, such as the Canadian Prime Minister. These used aircraft, after a temporary operating period, will be handed over to Airbus for conversion to the MRTT configuration as another 4 new aircraft are expected to be procured.